Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. With that said, the put to call ratio is really not that bad. I mean, it's high, but it's not as high as it's been, especially with, Friday closing down at the 357 area, lower day. The put to call ratio has actually dropped a little bit. I'm kind of surprised about that. And as SPY closed at lower day on Friday, VIX didn't close at higher day, which is kind of weird, but it did close underneath the daily trend line I have going. In fact, I look at the hourly, it closed right on it. It's kind of scary how precise that is, but yeah. Also looking at the economic calendar for the week. Let's see. Monday. ISM numbers at 10 a.m. Got lots of Fed speakers all week long. So, yeah, the ISM PMI manufacturing 10 a.m. on Monday. Jolt job openings Tuesday at 10 a.m. More FOMC members speaking. OPEC on Wednesday. ISM PMI services at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Don't see any Fed speakers, but I'm sure they'll come out and say something anyways. Bunch of Fed speakers on Thursday, but after close though. But I'm sure they say something during the day. They usually do. And we do on Friday. We have unemployment change, unemployment rate, non-farm unemployment change. So we also have the Fed speaker, so Friday could be kind of active in the morning. Yeah, typical. We always have Fed speakers throughout the day. Just they say something, the market will just end up going crazy off whatever they say. But with that said, we got earnings season coming up. Friday was the last day of the third quarter. So we should start maybe seeing some dead cat bounces, some also earning run-ups. We'll have to see. But, I'm looking at SPY. We did close underneath the 361, which is I'm kind of surprised about. But since we're down at 357, we have a gap down. I think we could easily test the 350 area. 350 will be a big psychological number. If we end up gapping down and getting close to 350, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we end up having a short squeeze or a dead cat bounce at least at 350 level. Gets below that, 340, 330, 325. So definitely keep an eye on that. But I think that if 350 level is going to be one definitely everyone's going to keep an eye on. I'd also like to point out that the hourly has a bullish divergence going on. As you can see, it's making lower lows and RSI is making higher highs. So we do get a bullish divergence going on the hourly and the daily. Same thing. You see the RSI is going up as it's going lower. So definitely could end up seeing a dead cat bounce. And if we do end up getting over 370, we could see a gap fill to 375, push to 380, 385 very, very easily. So definitely keep an eye on that. Another thing to keep an eye on is McDonald's. I was looking at this and I was just thinking, it gets down to this 250 area and it likes to bounce, 250, 230 area. So it didn't quite get there right here, but it bounced before it got to it. Down here it did. It got below it just a little bit and it had a nasty rally. And RCT trend line is up here at 255. The weekly looks pretty good right here. And plus when the economy ends up going to crap, food prices end up being expensive, more people end up going to fast foods, and McDonald's will probably end up doing well during stuff like that. Also, Christmas season's coming up, so we're going to end up seeing some holiday shopping probably start out, even if we know people are probably going to have limited budgets and stuff like that because of inflation and other things like that. cost of living going up, that they might not have as much to spend on Christmas. They'll probably end up racking up some credit card debt for Christmas and stuff like that. So McDonald's will usually run during the Christmas season anyways, because people are out. They're going to go to McDonald's and stuff like that. So, definitely like McDonald's down here. I mean, look at the RSI. It's down at 20. And look at the RSI. It's going up. Bullish divergence on the hourly. I think it definitely could end up seeing a bounce. I'd watch it over 232 for push to 235, 237, 240, 245, 250 would be a huge area for McDonald's on that. So definitely keep an eye on McDonald's. Netflix, when I think of ER run-ups, I always think of Netflix and Amazon. Obviously, I'm going to cover Amazon in a minute, but Netflix still holding up pretty well considering the sell-off that the market's been having. So I would watch it over you could say even 240. For a push to 250 gets over 250, we could see a really nasty pop on on Netflix. So definitely keep an eye on that, especially when you have earnings run up. Every time Netflix has an earnings run up, it ends up being a really, really big run up, 30, 40, even 50 points. So definitely keep an eye on Netflix. Every ER season, I always keep an eye on Netflix because it can make those massive runs. So keep an eye on that. Tesla, another one I'm watching. Tesla, I mean, if it gets below lower day, you definitely end up seeing it fill the gap down here at the 250 level. So I'm kind of watching it for more downside. I know it could definitely end up popping, but I'm looking for underneath Friday's low of 262 for a push down here to the 255 area, and it gets below that, it's going to end up filling that gap. I think this gap will get filled eventually. But, you can also watch it too if the market does end up having a rally. I'd watch it over the 275 area, even the 270 area for push to 275, 280, 285, 290 area. So Tesla definitely could go either way. It had an inverted head and shoulders, but when it got below the 262 area, 265 area, it definitely voided out the inverted head and shoulders because it definitely looked like it was going to go right here, but it canceled out right there. So that's why I'm looking for a gap fill, but I'll watch it in either direction over 270 or below 262 on that. Microsoft, if it ever loads. Microsoft, same thing. It's just it's hard to believe that it's actually down here at the 234, 234 area, 232. Right down to the bottom of the Keltner channel, and I was actually pointing this out last time that when it gets to the bottom of the Keltner channel, it likes to bounce. It didn't bounce, so maybe this week it does. I'd watch it over 235 for push to 240, over 240, 245, possibly even 250. I don't think it's going to go for a gap fill. Gap to 260 probably be the top. Also got RCT trend line right here at 253. So 250 probably end up being like the top for a temporary top, short-term top, I should say, for Microsoft. So definitely be watching that if the market rallies. Amazon, I already told you about that. Amazon, Christmas season's coming. Everyone's going to end up going online and using Amazon and credit cards. So definitely can watch that. I mean, yeah, I can go lower, but I'm only going to watch it from the call side up. So I'd watch it over, let's say 115, 116 for push to 120, 125, 130. You get gaps here at 125 and 130, 131. So definitely could see some gap fills up here. Amazon does pretty good during the Christmas season, so we'll have to see if this where is it? October. Yeah, see, it started the run up for Christmas season right here in October. So definitely keep an eye on that. This is what we could end up seeing this pop to 130, 140. So keep an eye on Amazon. UPS definitely is coming up to the Christmas season as well. People start using Amazon and shopping online. Obviously, you're going to need carriers to ship it. So UPS and FedEx, definitely keep an eye on. Watch UPS for 165. It also got a nice little You see RSI is rising up as it's sitting, flattening out right here. It's usually a good sign, so we should end up seeing a pop. So 165, push to 167, 170, 175. Get some gap fills right here. It filled the gap right here from the 169 area, but we get that 175, 174, 173 gap, then you get the over 181 gap right there, so to 185. So definitely could end up seeing a run up from FedEx for the Christmas season too, as you can see right here. As you can see, the run up started in October. Keep an eye on that. That could definitely end up playing out. So that's going to do it for the watch list. Those are the ones I'm going to be watching for this week and probably the next couple weeks, and hope to see you in the room. Thanks for watching.